to our viewing audience, and welcome to another episode of Meek Pro Media Special Edition News. We're almost at the end of the spring season, entering into summer, and we're entering into Pride Month. So, hoping that everybody enjoyed their most recent Memorial Day holiday weekend. Hoping that you had fun. I know recently we just had DC Black Pride and a couple of other prides already done started off. So, want to wish everybody a pre-Happy Pride season, Happy Pride Month. So, we've been doing a lot of things. The reason why you haven't seen so many shows from us is because of course, for those people who follow us, you know that we just launched our new global magazine called Meek Pro Magazine. And you can actually check that out on our website, www.meekproductions.lgbt. Once again, that's meekproductions.lgbt. Of course, all of that information is located at the bottom of your screen. We're so excited. We're getting ready to release part two of our premiere issue, which should be out later this week. So please stay tuned for that. I also want to give a congrats to all of our talents who have now reached the 10-year mark. They are now inducted into our Hall of Fame for our talent agency, and we will probably mention those a little later on in our show. But for now, as you know, whenever we do our podcast show, we always provide a platform for everyone to tell their stories, for everyone to talk about issues that's going on currently within our global LGBTQ plus community. And I'm always happy to provide folks a platform to shine and tell their stories. So I am so happy to have this brother on my show. We haven't seen him in a while, but I remember when I first met him, and that was when we had first started doing media coverage for a lot of LGBTQ plus events here in our home state, Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm so glad of everything that he's doing within the community and how much he has evolved. And just want to go ahead and make sure I unmute him. Want to bring my brother, Jonathan Lamar Harris, on the line on the show. Thank you so much for coming on board and being a part of our episode, brother. How's it going?
It's going good. Thank you for having me. I just got back home from having fun in DC for DC Pride. It was an awesome time, so I got to enjoy myself. I did work a little bit, but I also had fun. So me and my husband were able to attend DC Pride, and so it was awesome. So just got back in work mood yesterday, and so glad to be a part of the show and happy to discuss what we're here to discuss today.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, we met because was you doing security at one of the club events?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's how we first met because you was out there doing security for one of the club events and stuff. Which club promoter was it?
I believe it was Juju,
Was it
maybe.
Rockstars?
It's Rockstar's parties.
Wow. That's right. That's absolutely correct because I think during the time I met you, Rockstars had just started. He was just
Yeah.
coming on the scene here in Atlanta and stuff like that because I know he should be approaching his anniversary soon.
Yeah.
Milestone. He
Yeah.
should be him and a couple of others should be approaching some milestones this year. So I
Yeah.
know we'll talk about that later. But I'm so happy for you, man. Because I remember when you told me that you had got hitched. You had got married. How long have you been with your partner?
So we've been together 5 years and we've been married for two.
Okay, cool.
So February 16th, we celebrated 2 year. We're at the 2 year mark, and so it's been awesome. He currently serves in the military, and so it is awesome. And so just happy about that and the work that he's doing and the work that I'm doing. And so we're living up in Virginia Beach right now, so a different pace, a different change. But I still have obligations in Georgia, so I'm in Atlanta all the time, especially around the policy work that I do and advocating and stuff like that.
Wow. Before we get into your advocacy work, when did you all, as far as your partner, when did you all meet? Tell us about the love story now.
Um, so so we met on a dating app and kind of just hit it off from there and we actually met right before he went to basic training.
Wow.
So we spent a little time together before he went to basic training. He went to basic training at AIT, got graduated from there, got stationed down in Clarksville, Tennessee. So I spent time going to Clarksville on the weekends and stuff like that just to spend time with him and stuff. And so maybe a year and a half ago, he on President's Day, we was like, all right, it's time to, cross over into the next phase. And so we got married at the courthouse. Wanted to judges that is a friend of mine's performed the ceremony, and so it was awesome. And so it was right before he was scheduled to go on deployment. So right after we got married, he went on deployment for about 10 months, and so came back. And we, kind of did a honeymoon, and so it's been awesome ever since. And so I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. That, and especially in this day and age with the way that love stories are turning out to be a death sentence and stuff. I just encourage people, find somebody that you could talk to, find somebody that you can have an outlet, because you never know what somebody's going through. This has been a tough blow to the community. I don't know if you know Sherelle Kennedy. She was owner of Opium, and on the community and stuff like that. And she was unfortunately killed this past weekend by her ex-wife.
Oh my God, I did not
So
know that. This is new news to me.
it has been a tough week for a lot of us, that got that phone call on Saturday evening. People had just seen her Friday and just seen her Thursday, and Saturday, her ex-wife decided to take her life. And so um, it's been a tough one, and this is probably the fourth person that I've lost to domestic violence type of situation, whether it's on the straight side of the community or the LGBT plus community. I had an ex-boyfriend that was shot in the head by his ex boyfriend, and he just left him there for dead, and drove off into the night. Into They caught him in Alabama just recently, so it's been a tough one. But I just encourage people, if you're going through something, talk to somebody, reach out. You know, you don't have to go through it alone. Don't stick in something that you don't feel comfortable in. Don't stick in something that you don't feel safe in. You know.
This is something, it's really unfortunate that we have to kind of start the show off like this because um we don't talk enough about a lot of the unhealed trauma that currently exist in our community. We don't talk enough about that. We don't talk about the things that, while coming out of the closet, we are still bringing some unhealed things within the community. You know what I'm saying? There's some unhealed things that still exist within our community that we don't talk about. And when it comes to partnership or domestic violence within our community, we even that doesn't get as highlighted as it should. You know what I'm saying? So once again, condolences to the family who have been affected, especially by the recent passing of the owner of Opium, because I did not even know that Opium set up and stuff like that. Because of course, I heard of Opium. I remember when it used to be in Midtown.
Hmm.
And I remember when they once that spot was sold, and then they end up moving to underground Atlanta, and they
Hmm.
end up taking over what used to be back in the day Teddy's Live Entertainment. That was when underground Atlanta was open, and so I
Hmm.
had a chance to stop by there. But all this whole time, I didn't know that it was owned and operated by one of our own. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, within the Black LGBTQ plus community. Didn't
And
know it
she
was a queer Black and queer owned. I did not know that.
Yeah, and she actually, before she did Opium, she did, I don't know if you remember, Rain and uh
Hmm.
Alibi and Arm, that was downtown on Spring Street. So she actually, that's when I first met her in 2019, when I first started partying in the scene. Um I met her and Juju, because Juju was throwing his parties there, and they had built a relationship, and so I got to, you know going to the events every weekend and stuff like that. Got to meet her head of security. Me and her head of security was close friends. Her other head of security, Pat Eatham, and I was in DC this weekend, and I just happened to, excuse me, I just happened to open Facebook and
Hmm.
seeing rest in peace, and I was like, wait, what? And so
Wow.
I hit Pat up and asked him, and he sent me the article, and it was devastating, for someone to lose their life, for you to lose your life, regardless of what the situation is terrible, but for it to be at the hands of somebody that you trust and somebody that you love is just unthinkable. And so yeah.
Wow. Once again, condolences to everybody that's affected in this situation.
You're tuned in to Meek Productions syndicated shows. Don't go anywhere. We do have more in store.
Presenting the premier magazine of the world's first LGBTQ exclusive talent agency. Available in 4 languages. Download now online.
I'm Ronnie Bass. I'm the founder and executive director of Someone Cares Inc. of Atlanta.
As a trusted mental health and HIV testing center in the state of Georgia for over 23 years, Someone Cares of Atlanta offers a safe, welcoming space for everyone seeking support and care. Whether you're looking for primary care, specialized treatment, support for mental health challenges and domestic violence, or STD testing and treatment, Someone Cares is here to walk with you on your journey to a healthier, happier life. Also, their new fully licensed on-site pharmacy is available to all patients and members of the broader Atlanta community. For more information on hours of operation, please visit www.s1catl.org. Once again, that's S1catl.org, or call 678-661-5227.
Hey there, this is George Carlton, President of the Metro Atlanta Association of Professionals. Are you looking to expand your business, seeking employment connections, or want to grow your professional network but don't love traditional networking? The MAP is right for you. As Atlanta's first LGBTQ+ business association, we pioneered partnerships and networking with Atlanta's leading changemakers to help you connect authentically, in person and online, with people from diverse industries, identities, and histories. For more information about membership and being part of our legacy, visit our website at www.maapatl.org. Once again, that's mapatl.org. We look forward to connecting with you real soon.
Meak Productions is proud to be an official media partner for this organization.
Welcome entrepreneurs and business colleagues to the Out Georgia Business Alliance, Georgia's only LGBTQ+ and allied Chamber of Commerce. Formerly known as the Atlanta Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce, Out Georgia advocates for the most inclusive and equitable business environment. We provide support and resources to fuel economic growth and drive meaningful community connections across the state of Georgia. For more information about membership and the legacy of our organization, please visit us online at outgeorgia.org. Once again, that's outgeorgia.org. Come join us. We look forward to networking with you real soon.
Meak Productions is proud to be an official media partner for this organization.
We're not going to hold you and stuff like that, but I know we do want to get to the meat of your story. Tell us a little bit about um, your coming out story, because based on what I saw in your bio, you actually grew up in the foster care system.
So I grew up in foster care. My mother was a drug addict, and so I had a dual story. I started out being raised by my grandmother and my uncle,
Hmm.
and my dad and my mom and them. At some point, my mom was hit by a vehicle, and she resorted to using substance. And so, her using substance, her providing the adequate care that me and my sisters and brothers needed was not there. And so I was a lot of rebellious, a lot of acting out at school, didn't want to be at home. And so I ended up coming into care around 3 years old. I was somehow I managed to get out of the house and was up on Camerton Road at like 5 o'clock in the morning, just walking in a diaper. I don't know where I was going. And so got picked up, and that started my first stint with DFATs.
Wow.
Um, and so I got out when I was 7. They let me go stay with my uncle, my grandmother. My grandmother at the time was working 2 jobs and getting older. and the courts had made it perfectly clear that my dad was not to leave us alone with our mom, so my uncle would step in and use, and watch us. And so my uncle started using substance abuse as well, and so ended up going back into care. And so went into care, stayed there for a long time. I moved around from foster home to foster home. The level of treatment that I received in foster care was not some that was so great.
Mm-hmm.
I was able, when I got to about 13, 14, I was able to start advocating for myself to allow the department to allow me to do extracurricular activities and stuff like that. And so, actually, one of my mentors today used to be the caseworker administrator on my caseload. She's been knowing me since I was 15. We talk every single day. That like she was there. If the caseworker wasn't doing their job, I would call her and she would get on them. And so it's been an experience. It's been a rough one, but I go back and give back to people. I go back and advocate. I go back and do foster parent trainings now to teach foster parents, it's not about the money, it's about the youth that you have in your house and how to be respectful and how to understand where they're coming from and know that, we've all been through traumatic things. How do you deal with it? How do you open up to that person and, not make it about a paycheck? Because foster parents, let's be honest, foster parents don't get paid nothing in Georgia.
Mm,
But I think that you have to do it from a heart of service. And if you don't have the heart of service, and if you're not in it for the heart of service, then there's no need for you to be in it.
absolutely, absolutely. When did you realize that, as it relates to your sexual identity, when did you realize you was different?
So I want to say that I probably around 20 years old started figuring out where life journey was going.
Mm-hmm.
I would indicate I was bi at the point. I had tried it once or twice. And I was like, okay, I don't know if this is something I could do every day.
Mm-hmm.
And so I will say I fully went gay around 23, 24 years
Mm-hmm.
old. I'm 33 now. So yeah, I would say about 23, 24. I was like, yeah, I'm done with females. Let me just try. I had some rough relationships, I ain't gonna lie. But I think overall, I don't think I made a bad decision.
Got you. Got you. When did you start to actually full time? When did you start going full time into doing advocacy work? Because I know I didn't even know that briefly. I don't know if you still do this or not. That you was actually chief of staff with the Georgia House of Representatives. So I didn't even know you was that much involved when it came to public policy, politics, and also community advocacy. So tell us a little bit about that journey.
So I want to say I started in politics in 2016. I was a young adult. My first campaign was Abel Mabel Thomas. I was a volunteer with Abel Mabel Thomas, and when I tell
That's
you,
my Scorpion sister.
when I tell you the experience was amazing to work up under a legendary like that,
Yes.
and a visionary. Her campaign manager, Vincent Jones, who I still talk to today, showed me everything I needed to know. Vincent Jones, Greg Walker, Derek Gabby George. So I had three visionaries in one room, and this little young boy that knew nothing about politics wanting to get involved, and these visionaries just showed me the way. And
Wow.
I
That's awesome.
started then. I had an opportunity to work on the late John Lewis campaign. I had an opportunity to go to work on so many campaigns after that. And I think it was when Abel Mabel Thomas got reelected to office, she said, hey, I want you to come work for me for a while in my legislative office. And so that's where my journey started, in her office. And I went to go
What
work
year was that again?
2016, 2017.
2016. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, because
So
I know to show you how far back I go, because I'm born and raised in Atlanta too. So to show you how far back I go, I remember when I first saw the campaign for Abel Mabel Thomas. I remember when she first started, when I first saw that. And so to see how far she's come and for her to be such a legend that she is now, shout out to Abel Mabel Thomas, baby. I mean, you know how much I love you. And I'm just so glad that she's finally getting her due.
Yeah.
Especially now that she's up in age and now she's our elder now. And so I'm just glad that she's finally getting her due.
Yes, and so I went from Abel Mabel Thomas to the Honorable Keisha Shawn Waits, who's running for insurance commissioner right now.
Shout
I
out to
went to,
Keisha.
I went to go work for Keisha for a little bit, and then my journey is still continuing. I had an opportunity to go work for State Representative Patty Marie Stinson in Georgia House District 150. So
Hmm.
she encompassed Middle Georgia, the University, the Fort Valley State University, Taylor, Macon, Dooley, Peach counties, City of America, Sumter County. And so that's where my advocacy work has started. I started doing stuff with foster care, advocating around foster care. When I was younger, I was a part of a group called Georgia Empowerment. And so what Georgia Empowerment does was we were an organization that trained kids that was in foster care on how to advocate for themselves, how to do what's right, how to do different things. I was a mentor coach with the Orange Duffel Bag Foundation. And so my journey has took me really far, and the most exciting part is me being a chief of staff to a state rep. As a young boy that grew up in foster care, a young boy that grew up with some troubling past,
Hmm.
to go work for elected officials, I had even an opportunity to work for defects for a while. And so I got to see both sides. I was a kid in defects, and then I got to go work for them. And so to be able to do that was amazing. And it's humble beginnings because again, I had my own parents that was telling me I wasn't going to be anything.
Hmm.
So many people denying me access or telling me that I was never going to be nothing. To I'm a 33-year-old married male that has served as a chief of staff for over 10 years. The experience that I have, I even at the age of 30 was an interim city administrator. Something unheard of. I don't
That's
have a
what I'm saying. I mean, people
I
your
don't have
during that time, because you was in your young adult age, your 20s, and so anybody that age to have had that experience, that's a dream come true for many
Yes.
people.
I was running a city. I was running the city of Fort Valley. The city council entrusted me to run. They needed an interim city administrator. They asked me, was I up to the task? And I literally had every department reporting to me. I literally woke up at 5 a.m. every morning, drove down to the city of Fort Valley, and then I would get to work at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I wouldn't leave till 9, 10 o'clock at night. Have to drive all the way back to Atlanta and do it all
Wow.
and 7 days a week because the job never stops. I was the person in charge of the city. I had an opportunity to go work for Commissioner Natalie Hall as her community engagement person, and
Shout
so
out to Natalie Hall. Yes.
doing that work, she's make sure if you live in District 4, she's on the ballot in November. So please vote for her in
Oh,
November.
she's also she is
So
back
she
on the
did
ballot.
qualify. Yes, she did qualify for reelection. She did qualify for election. The special election will be in November. So November 3rd, she will be on the ballot for District 4 commissioner. So let's get her back in there to do the great work that she was doing prior to her
Okay.
unseat.
Wow. That I didn't even know because, of course, what happened previously with her previous tenure and stuff like that. But the fact that she's actually, not giving up, I'm very proud about that. So once again, shout out to Natalie Hall. And also shout out to Sister Keisha Shawn Waits. Both of those people made it possible for Meek Productions to finally get our due. Our city proclamation and our county proclamations will happen as a result of those two. And I also want to give a shout out to former I think she's still within her tenure now, but I want to give a shout out to State Rep Park Cannon and stuff like that because I think she's getting ready to evolve into something else now. That I think the last message that I saw from her. But I want to give a shout out to all of those ladies who actually did phenomenal job as it relates to representing not just the Black community but also LGBTQ plus people of color. So I want to give them a shout out. What are you currently doing now? Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, you still currently serving with the Metro Atlanta HIV Health Services Planning Council?
Yes, so I sit on the Metro Atlanta HIV Planning Council. I was nominated to be the second vice chair, and so
Okay, congrats on that again.
I'm on the leadership team now, and so it's me, Dr. Driffin as the chair, and Dr. Daniel Woodson as the first vice chair, and I'm the second vice chair. And so that is a opportunity in itself. That is a great organization. We do a lot of work for people in the around the LGBTIQ community and HIV, we service so many people, and so the different work that we do, we meet on a monthly basis. Different committees meet. I serve as the vice chair for the public policy, of course, because all the policy work that I'm in. So me and Jeff Graham serves on that committee together, and we do.
Okay, shout out to Jeff Graham. And I was just about to ask you, D Dr. Driffin?
Yes.
The Dr. Driffin.
Dr. Griffin
Shout out. Shout out.
serves as the chair, and Dr. Woodson serves as the first vice chair, and then I serve
Yeah.
as the second chair. So yes.
Wow, awesome. Shout out to all of them for doing the work that they continue to do because they are legends in their own right as well.
Yes, I'm just so happy. I started out on the planning council as just a regular member and evolved and joined so many committees. I sit on the budget committee. I sit on so many committees with inside, and so for them to trust me to be the second vice chair was a humbling experience, because it speaks to the work that I'm doing, that somebody knows that I'm out there doing good work. And so long as I can continue to strive to do the good work that I'm doing, can strive to advocate for people, is what brings me joy in the end.
What organization was you representing when you was out there at DC? It was DC Black Pride, right?
Yeah, so I got booked to do security for Milan Christopher that weekend, and so
Hmm.
I spent some time just partying. I attended a couple of parties, and then I had to work the rest of the weekend. So I wasn't on any organization. I just came as myself.
Did you so you still do security? Because I
Yeah,
thought that,
I
you know,
still,
once you had got involved in public policy, I didn't think you did security anymore.
I don't do it as much. I don't do it as much no more, but I still have some people that if they call me and I have an open schedule, I'll do it. Milan Christopher is one of those people.
Shout
Some
out to Milan.
some clubs I will still do every now and then, but I have not done it like I used to do it all the time. But I will every now and then jump in and take a shift or something like that.
Gotcha, gotcha. What is in store for you? Because I know we're in the midst of getting ready for a full Pride season for this coming summer. Of course, next week is Pride Month. But what are your plans? You know, this upcoming Labor Day weekend. Have you already started planning yet? Are you planning to be in Atlanta during that time, or what's going on with you
I am
for
I
Pride
am
season?
I am planning to be in Atlanta. Right now, we're getting ready for special session. So the governor has convened the General Assembly back to the Capitol on June 18th.
Hmm.
And so we are getting ready for that. And so it's been a lot of preparations. We are in meetings and stuff about redistricting and the redrawing of the maps, due to the Louisiana situation. And so it is a lot going on. I do plan on being in Atlanta. We have a lot going on with the Metro Atlanta HIV Planning Council. We're getting ready for the best week of our lives, where we have to sit down and listen to organizations present their budget to us, and where we allocate where money goes and stuff. And so that is going on. FIFA is coming around. We have our new member
Hmm.
orientation. And so my hats are in a lot of places right now. But yeah, I will be in Atlanta. I haven't committed to anything yet, but I will be there. And then the HIV, the AIDS conference is coming up in DC in August. So I plan on attending that. And so there's a lot going on. And so I would just say stay tuned and just follow me, and you will see where I be.
Where can people follow you, by the way? 'Cause I want to make sure I get that out the way as well.
They can follow me on Facebook at Harris Lamar, and then on IG at Jonathan Harris 42. And so that's my social medias. And if you ever need me, you can feel free to just DM me or hit me up on IG, and any work you need done for advocacy of public policy around HIV, foster care, anything like that. If you want to invite me to come speak, or do a training for your organization or your group, let me know.
How can to encourage our next generation, for those people who are interested in getting involved in advocacy work as a young person, as a young adult, or even getting involved in public policy, what would be your advice to those to our young people who's interested in that industry?
What I tell people all the time is your voice counts, and your vote counts. The day and age that we're living in this political arena right now is some that we have never seen before. And so I
Mhm.
encourage everybody, if you're 18 and older, exercise your right to vote. there's a lot of people that died and that made sure that we had that right. And I use that right to every ability. I encourage people to go vote. I last year, Miko seen me at Georgia Stand Up's Get Out the Vote rallies.
Yep.
I was working for Georgia Stand Up, running their phone bank operations. And so getting out to vote is the most important thing that you can do. There's plenty of people that have paved the way for us to do it. And until there's no more breath in my body, I'm going to continue to exercise my right to vote. I'm going to continue to encourage young people to get out and vote and use your voice. Your voice is the most powerful thing that you have. Whatever you believe in, fight for it, non-violently, but fight for it. You know, we are being attacked every single day right now, and the only thing we can do is to remember Dr. King, John Lewis, you know, every so many people that paved the way for us to continue to fight and to stand up and to get in good trouble. And so that's what I do every day. And if you want to join me in getting in good trouble, hit me up because I don't do it alone. I'm a political strategist. I help get good people elected to office. I run campaigns and stuff. And so if you have a vision and you don't know how to put that vision on paper, call me and I'll help you put it on paper. But it got to be the right vision, and you got to use your voice, and you got to get out and vote. Remember, there's a runoff election. Please remember to get out and vote. And the most important, please vote in the primary. Democrats all the way up and down the ballot. Please, let's get a change in the state capitol, and let's get a new governor elected, and let's get some new people in office that will do right by us, and that will advocate for us, and that will stand up to the political agenda in DC.
Thank you so much for saying that, because you took the words right out of my mouth. And as it relates to voting, once again, to support what Jonathan had just said, please get out and vote, because too many of our ancestors made sure that we have this ability and this right to vote. And also know that you have options. You can vote any way you want to vote, but please vote. You can either vote independently, because I'm independent, even though I may be more democratic leaning, because I'm a humanist and I'm always for human rights. So, but please know that you do have a voice, you do have rights, and please exercise them so that they won't take it away. Jonathan, once again, I am so proud of you. I love you deeply. Congrats to you and your partner, and to everything that you all are doing, everything that you have accomplished from the first time I met you all the way up until now. We always had that rapport, and I'm so glad that we're still connected. And I know we're gonna be working together in some stuff real soon, and everything. But once again, for those people who are tuned into me right now, thank you so much for supporting Meak Pro Media Special Edition News. Do not forget to continue to support our new publication, Meak Pro Magazine, our global publication, which is available in 4 different languages, not just English, but also French, Spanish, and also Japanese. It is available. All versions are available on our website at www.meakproductions.lgbt. Once again, that's meakproductions.lgbt. All that information should be located at the bottom of your screen. If you're interested in being a part of our podcast show, or if you're interested in being featured in our global publication, please check out, once again, all of the information that's located at the bottom of your screen, and also give us a call on our toll-free office hotline, 1-855-MEAK-PRO. Once again, that's 1-855-632-5776. Until our next episode, we hope to hear from you and hopefully see you at an event or at a town hall meeting or anywhere real soon. Happy Pride season, you all. Once again, thank you so much, Jonathan.
No problem. Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.
The 2-part premiere publication of the world's first LGBTQ exclusive talent agency is now available. Get yours now, and happy Pride!